Chapter 16 to 20. At the Red Ribbon Army base, Commander Blue dragged a tied-up blue-haired girl in front of Commander Red. "Sir, this girl seemed to be also searching for the Dragon Balls as she had one of them with her, and she had a small radar that could locate the Dragon Balls with more precision than ours, but she destroyed it when we captured her," he respectfully said to a short man with red hair called as Commander Red. There was also a black burly man standing behind that short man called Commander Black. "Good job, Blue. You may take your leave. But make sure to find the creator of the radar and get him to work for us," said Commander Red. Blue nodded, thinking this girl was seen moving to and fro from an island where an old man was staying. So that he must be the scientist who created the radar. He then ordered his troops to move to the island. After Blue left, Commander Black said she is the daughter of Briefs and the Briefs must have more Dragon Balls with them. Red nodded, sent a letter to Dr. Briefs to hand over the Dragon Balls and the radar. At a small island, Master Roshi was training Krillin and Yamcha. While he was standing overseeing their training, he heard a lot of ships approaching the island and the three of them looked in the direction. After some time, they arrived at Kame House and landed. Many people surrounded the house with weapons, and he then pointed at Master Roshi. "Old man, the Red Ribbon Army has recruited you." Master Roshi was puzzled hearing this. Then a fat man with a whip came up front. "There are two things we want from you, Doctor. 1. The Dragon Balls you have collected and hidden somewhere, and 2. The radar like the one you created for that little girl." Then he hit the ground with his whip. Master Roshi asked, "You think I have hidden the Dragon Balls and created this radar?" The fat man said, "Tear the house apart. I want those Dragon Balls." Master Roshi also spoke, "Oh. I could see why you want them. You are obviously lacking in the ball department." Everyone laughed and the fat man got enraged. The fat man then shouted, "Attack," and like that, the fight started, and as Yamcha and Krillin were also present, the fight didn't last long. In less than 5 seconds, the Red Ribbon Army was brought down. Then Krillin interrogated the fat man and learned that Bulma, the girl that visited the island some time back in search of Goku, was kidnapped. They then planned to go and rescue her. Meanwhile, Goku was flying as fast as he can towards the location pointed by the radar and finally arrived at the Red Ribbon Army base. Seeing Goku, the weapons started opening, but it was halted, thinking that it was mercenary Tao arriving with the Dragon Ball, as Goku had a Dragon Ball with him just like in the anime. Goku flew towards the base and started attacking. The soldiers shot back, but were not a match for Goku, obviously. The fight ended too fast, with most of the soldiers dead or ran away. Goku then started sensing to locate Bulma. At this time, General Black had shot down General Red and appeared outside to fight Goku with the mechanical suit. But this Goku was a lot stronger than the original. It took him just seconds to blast him off. Then he made his way to the location. He sensed Bulma. Bulma was happy seeing Goku. "Goku. What are you doing here? This is the Red Ribbon Army base. We need to get out of here before anyone finds us." Goku just smirked and took the Dragon Balls that were coolly by the army and released Bulma from the ropes. He then carried her and started flying outside. "What are you doing, Goku? The army will." She was interrupted as she saw the destruction all around them as they both flew outside. "Don't worry, Bulma. I took care of the army. They won't disturb you anymore." Bulma had her mouth wide opened and just nodded. Goku laughed and they started flying outside. Master Roshi, Krillin and Yamcha just landed outside the base to see Goku flying carrying Bulma. Krillin, seeing him, yelled, "Goku, Goku, down here." Goku, seeing them, landed. And then he dropped Bulma down. Yamcha greeted Goku, "Hey Goku, it's been long. Now I'm training with Master Roshi." Goku nodded with a smile, asking, "What are you guys doing here?" Krillin replied, "We were attacked by the Red Ribbon Army and found out that Bulma had been kidnapped. So we came to rescue her." Bulma, hearing this, said, "Thank you guys." While everyone was speaking, Puar came flying down. "Guys, the base is deserted," he said. Goku nodded. "When I heard that Bulma was kidnapped, I rushed down here, destroyed the base and rescued her." Hearing this, everyone except Bulma was utterly shocked. Roshi then asked, "What are you up to these days, Goku? How come you have improved so much?" Goku looked at the others. "I've climbed the Korin Tower and passed Korin's test. Now I'm training with Kami. I took a break to meet up with Bulma and learned that she was kidnapped, and you know the rest." Roshi was absolutely shocked and dropped his cane. Krillin asked, "Who's Kami?" Yamcha also butted in, "What's Korin Tower?" Roshi replied, "Kami is the guardian of Earth. the overseer of the planet. Then he continued to explain his experience of climbing the tower and what it signifies and everything he knew about Kami. Then he said, looking at Goku, "No wonder you have become so strong, Goku. I didn't even think that you would be training under Kami. You have grown so much." Goku just smirked, and now Krillin and Yamcha had a new goal. They then boarded the flight and made their way towards Master Roshi's island. After reaching the island, Launch had prepared food. All of them ate the food and Bulma left to go back to West City. Goku persuaded Bulma that she had to train some to protect herself to no avail. She just said, smiling, "Ah. You are here to protect me, Goku. I trust you. Training is not meant for me." Goku just shook his head hearing this. Then he thought about Shishi and left to meet her. At least she would be okay with training. Goku was not interested in any martial arts tournament or anything of the sort. He just wanted to become strong. He knew of the dangers he had to face in the future and wanted to be ready for them. He also didn't know what changes he would bring about in his enemies due to his presence. He also didn't know of which force brought him here. So he was going to ask Purunga if he knew something. Thinking all this while flying, he reached the Ox King's castle. The castle was rebuilt by the Ox King already. Goku made his way to the castle and saw Shishi training in the backyard of the castle. He smiled and landed near her. "Ah. Goku? What are you doing here?" asked a surprised Chi-Chi wearing non-Ultraman clothes. Goku was happy seeing her. "Shishi, as I promised, I'm here to take you to a place to train." While Goku and Shishi were speaking, a voice came from inside. "Ah, Goku my boy, it's nice that you showed up. I was wanting to meet you again," said Ox King as he came out to the backyard. Goku looked at the huge figure of the Ox King. "Hi, Ox King. How are you?" The Ox King replied, "I'm fine my boy. You have gotten stronger. I can see it." Goku nodded and this time Shishi spoke. "Father, Goku has come to take me with him. Can I go?" she asked. Ox King was surprised, but happy. "If it's with Goku, I'll allow it." Hearing this, Shishi ran inside and the Ox King looked towards Goku. "I was meaning to ask you about it my boy, but I'm happy you came by yourself to take little Shishi with you. Take good care of her." Then, he started crying. Goku knew that the Ox King misunderstood, so he spoke, "It's not like that Ox King." He was interrupted as Shishi, who came running with a bag and spoke, "Ah. Then I'm leaving with Goku father." Then both father and daughter started speaking and didn't give time for Goku to say anything. Then Shishi pulled Goku's hand ready to leave and the Ox King started to wave them goodbye, holding a handkerchief and wiping his tears. Goku shook his head and called his flying Nimbus. They both boarded the Golden Cloud and flew towards the lookout. Chi-Chi was happy and smiling while sitting behind Goku, holding on to him. They made some small talk and Goku explained her about the place he's taking her and about Korin and Kami as well. Chi-Chi was surprised to hear that Kami was guardian of Earth and martial arts started from Korin Tower and most astonished to learn that Korin was an immortal white cat. She couldn't wait to meet all of them. After a few hours of flight, they both arrived at the lookout. Goku introduced Shishi to Kami and Mr. Popo. Kami asked Goku, "So Goku, looks like you brought a friend here to train." Goku nodded. "She's not ready for the training here Goku. Normally we won't let someone to train here directly, but as it's you who brought her, I'll ask Korin to teach her the basics and then Mr. Popo will take over her training after that," said Kami. Goku also knew that Shishi was not yet ready for Kami's training. So he accepted and Kami called Korin to the lookout and Shishi's training with Korin started. Like that months passed by and Shishi also had a good talent in martial arts. Not to the level of Goku obviously, but very good for a human. She had completed Korin's training. Goku also improved tremendously and finished all he could learn from Kami including the evil containment wave which was used by Master Mutatoto to seal King Piccolo in a rice cooker. A/N, seriously a rice cooker? LOL, it was age 751 and Goku was thinking there are 2 years left for the next martial arts tournament and for King Piccolo be released from the seal by that stupid Pilaf if everything goes by the timeline correctly. I've learned everything I can on Earth. Now what should I do? He was brought out of his thoughts when the communication device in his pocket sounded. It was a call from Bulma, so Goku answered it. "Hey Bulma, what's up?" He asked Goku, "I just called to tell you that the scouter thingy you gave me to upgrade has been completed. And father also has built the spaceship." Goku's mood suddenly improved. "Okay Bulma. I'll be right there." he said and disconnected the call. Goku had given Bulma the scouter for her to upgrade it after he rescued her. He also told her about the space pod he had given her father. Boy, she was surprised to hear that he was an alien, but soon cooled down as her sister went to space with an alien as well. So she had known that aliens exist. Goku went towards Shishi, who was training under Mr. Popo, and spoke, "Chi-Chi, I've learned everything here. So I'll be going on a trip for 2 years. You train well and become strong. If you have finished training, or are bored and want to take a break, go and visit Bulma using the flying Nimbus that Corinne gave you. She also doesn't have many friends and said she will be happy with the company." Chi-Chi nodded and asked, "Where are you going, Goku?" Goku replied, "To a faraway place. I'll take you sometime as well." Chi-Chi was happy hearing this. They both said goodbye and Goku left towards West City. Goku, now 13 years old, was already stronger than Raditz. He had spent a year in the time chamber. /N, I'll not add his age, whenever he trains in the time chamber. After training in 10 times gravity inside the time chamber and with the low air pressure and the temperature differences, the training was many times more intense than in the real world. Goku entered alone and wanted to run outside many times, but he persevered for a year inside. He had asked Kami to create training clothes of many different weights for him to take inside the tower. Kami obliged, seeing Goku's enthusiasm for training and becoming strong. After he got out of the time chamber, Kami was surprised seeing his progress and commended him. He was happy that he got such a good student. Even when Goku had suppressed his power, Kami could feel some of it and was sure that Goku had surpassed him by a long shot. So he told Goku that he had nothing left to teach him. Then Kami started concentrating on Shishi as she started training with Mr. Popo. Goku also told Kami about Krillin and Yamcha and asked him to train them as well when they arrive if possible. Kami told him that he will think about it after they climb Corinne Tower. Present time. After flying for a few hours, Goku arrived at West City. He was wearing his trademark orange GI and the most heaviest clothes that Kami had made him. Goku landed directly at Capsule Corporation and went inside. Bulma greeted him, "Nice to see you, Goku." Goku greeted back, "Nice to see you again, Bulma. Has your father really completed the space pod?" Bulma nodded and took him to Dr. Briefs. "Ah. Good to see you again, Goku." Goku smiled, "Good to see you too, Dr. Briefs. Where's the space pod?" The doctor then took them to the yard and showed Goku the large circular space pod, the same as the one he had created in the original. Goku was ecstatic seeing the real thing outside the TV screen. The three of them then went inside. Dr. Beef started explaining the features. "Goku, all the things you said are added. This is the control room. There's other rooms and bathrooms. There's a kitchen and cold storage full of food. Above is the gravity room you asked. It can go up to 150 times normal gravity. There's also a feature to decrease the temperature from -40 to +50 degrees. I was not able to increase the pressure because of the lack of materials." Goku nodded in understanding and the doctor continued, "Then there's also these boys that fire discs very fast. There are also bots that shoot some beams as well. By studying the sample android that you brought from the Red Ribbon Army, I was able to create androids that does household work. I call them droids. They can cook, wash clothes and do other things. These are the replica of the expandable clothes you had given me and more are stored in the wardrobe. I've also changed the design a little as you asked. I've also added a home theater and party speakers." Then he rambled on and on about the many useless things he added. Goku knew this personality of the doctor and he didn't say anything about it. Finally, he thanked the doctor and the doctor left. Goku and Bulma was also expected now. "What about the scouter, Bulma? Have you done it?" he asked her. Bulma then took the scouter out and showed it to Goku. There was a transmitter and a receiver that was broken by someone inside it. I remodeled it to receive sounds and not transmit anything. I also improved its circuits and added a liquid cooling system increasing its capacity. It had a capacity of showing only 5 digits. After remodeling it, it increased to 8 digits. It also shuts down automatically if overloaded and doesn't burn out as you said. Goku was happy that it can now read power levels in the millions and it won't explode. "Thanks, Bulma. I owe you." He sincerely thanked her. Bulma smiled, "I didn't have enough materials or I would have been able to upgrade it much more." Goku said, "It's more than enough for now, Bulma. I'll get you more alien materials when I get back." Bulma frowned hearing this, "Are you going to space, Goku? Then take me with you." Goku shook his head. Yes. I'll be going to space for some time and visit some planets to train. I'll take you next time for sure. I've asked Shishi to drop by sometime to keep you company as well. Then Bulma started arguing for a while and finally gave up. Goku said his goodbyes and drove the spaceship to Mt. Paozu. He landed there and after removing his weighted clothing and wore the modified Saiyan armor that was looking like the one Vegeta wore on Namek. The one without shoulder guards. He took out the scouter and checked his power level. The scouter beeped and started reading. Beep beep, 750, 900, 1400, 2800, 3600 beep, and finally stopped at 6400. Goku was very happy at his progress. The one-year training at the hyperbolic time chamber had very good results. He had already surpassed Nappa now. He then got out of the spaceship taking out the Cyberman bulbs and planted one on the ground and dropped the liquid on it. There were 6 Cyberman bulbs/seeds in his old space pod that he used to come to Earth. It must have been placed there by Bardock in ways for Goku to protect himself. The scouter and seeds might have been lost in the original anime as Goku only found the space pod much later after the fight with Vegeta when he asked Dr. Briefs to study and make him one when he was in the hospital. While Goku was thinking all this, a green goblin-like creature crawled out of the ground. The Cyberman then looked at Goku seemingly waiting for something. Goku could feel great power from the Cyberman. So he pressed the button on his scouter, beep beep. Beep beep. 947 The Cyberman had a power level of 947. Goku released some of his energy and the Cyberman was scared. Then he gestured it to follow him. Goku then entered the spaceship and went to the control room. He scanned the data and found out that all the data of the coordinates from his old space pod was recorded in the new spaceship as well. He selected planet Namek and then sat on the chair. The Cyberman was standing near him. After that he pressed the start button and the spaceship blasts off into space. Due to the upward thrust, the Cyberman was laying flat on the floor. Goku laughed seeing this. After a few minutes, Goku could see planet Earth from the glass window of his spaceship. Then the spaceship stabilized after exiting Earth's gravity. The Cyberman stood up. Goku made his way to the gravity room and the Cyberman followed. He then set the gravity to 10 and the room flowed red for a second and the gravity increased. Goku was fine as he had adjusted the gravity, but to his surprise, the Cyberman was fine as well. Might be because they were created in planet Vegeta and used to being in 10x gravity of that planet. Goku then increased the gravity to 15x and felt the force pulling him down. The Cyberman was forced on its knee as well. Slowly both Goku and the Cyberman started to adapt in the increased gravity. The spaceship showed that it will take Goku a month to reach Namek. Goku didn't want to do high-intense training like Goku in the anime did while going to Namek, because there was no need to get strong fast. So he took his time by slowly adapting to the gravity. He also had the Cyberman in hope of increasing its power because he needed a sparring partner. Goku also thought that the Cyberman had good potential and wanted to test whether he can increase its power and by increasing its power by training can increase its lifespan, A/N, it's a fanfic. From 6 months to maybe some years. He wanted to test this the most. A/N, Super Cyberman God LOL, thus the training of the Cyberman under gravity started. Goku was doing push-ups and other exercises under the gravity. The Cyberman also copied what Goku was doing after a while as it didn't understand at first. He named the Cyberman Kaba, thinking that the Cyberman looked like cabbage and he also wanted to give it a Saiyan name. And as it also looked thin and scrawny resembling Kaba from Universe 6, its name made sense. The Cyberman was also adjusting to the gravity and started getting faster. Goku also played by changing the temperature many times, suddenly increasing it or decreasing it on a whim to make his body adapt. He was also researching on the habits and capabilities of the Cyberman and found out that the Cyberman needed to drink water and eat leaves or vegetables to survive. Goku, in his previous life, had played Dragon Ball Z Kakarot game. In the game, a group of Cybermen somehow acquired some senzu beans and consumed them whole, transforming into Super Cybermen, which caused trouble in West City along with some average Cybermen. However, the Dragon team defeats them and Gohan discovers their consumption of senzu beans, causing him to theorize that senzu beans have a different effect on Cybermen due to them being plant-like creatures. Thinking of this, he took out one senzu bean and told Kaba to eat it. Kaba ate the senzu bean whole as ordered. Goku then pressed the button in his scouter. After waiting for a few minutes, Kaba started to scream and a golden aura began covering it. The scouter started to beep 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 1100, 1400, 2600, 3400, 4800, and finally stopped at 5200. Goku was scared for a short moment and sighed in relief after it stopped at 5200. He didn't want the Cyberman to grow stronger than him as he was afraid that it would attack him and he would have no way of stopping it. Also, they were inside a spaceship. The Cyberman was covered in a golden glow like the Super Saiyan. Goku found that the logic of Gohan in the game was true. The Cyberman really transformed into Super Cyberman. He then asked the Cyberman to spar with him. The Cyberman nodded and an intense sparring started. They both sparred for 30 minutes and Goku was breathing heavily and Kaba was on the ground. Goku had a good spar as both of their power levels were near each other and Goku didn't use any lethal attacks as to not kill Kaba. He was happy in this sparring session. He got a lot out of it as well. Kaba was a good sparring partner. A month passed. Goku jumped and kicked towards Kaba only for him to dodge. He then punched Goku, but Goku disappeared leaving an afterimage. Then both of them disappeared and only sounds of punches were heard and shockwaves seen. Both Goku and Kaba landed on opposite directions and both of them had a smile although the smile on Kaba looked hideous. Goku then turned off the gravity that was showing greater than 50 in the display. Goku and Kaba had adapted to 50 times gravity. Goku reached a power level of 43,000 and Kaba reached 30,000. To reach this level and adapt to the gravity, Kaba needed many senzu beans. Kaba's power level was not going any higher so Goku also stopped feeding him any more beans. They stopped their training and exited the gravity room. Goku took bath and had a nice feast prepared by the droids. Kaba just ate some raw vegetables and drank water. This time, Goku heard a beep and went to the control room. Then he heard a voice, passengers, reaching destination planet Namek. Touchdown in 10, 9, 8. The countdown started. Goku could see them approaching a green planet which suddenly became larger and larger through the window. Goku sat down in the captain's seat and the spaceship entered the planet's atmosphere. After the countdown ended, the spaceship released its thrusters and legs and slowly touched down on land. Goku got up and went to the door again to hear a voice, all passengers, prepare to disembark. Thank you for flying with Capsule Corporation. Please deposit 6,000 credits to book your return flight now. Bye-bye. Goku hearing this just facepalmed. He heard the same thing what was said in the original when Goku reached Namek, but he was charged a little less for the return flight maybe because it's early and flight costs are lesser than in the future or maybe 6,000 credits in this time is equal to 8,000 in the future. Many things get expensive as time goes on. Goku then ordered the Cyberman to stay inside the spaceship and got outside. He then started sensing and found around 100 power levels and also the highest power level far away. He then thought, there's a huge power level in that direction. It must be Nail. He also double-checked using his scouter and found Nail's power level to be 34,000 / what? Only 34,000? I thought it was above 40k. Might be he improved later before Frieza arrived, or Guru unlocked his potential after Frieza started rampaging. Whatever, I'll go down in that direction. That must be where Guru is too. Goku then flew to the direction of that power he sensed. After flying for a while, he saw the huge house on a high rock built using something that looks like dragon bones similar as in the anime. Nail was waiting outside the house for Goku to arrive. Goku landed in front of Nail and stood facing him. Follow me, the elder was expecting your arrival, he said, seeing Goku land. Goku nodded as he knew the elder can see sometime into the future or something like that. Nail then entered inside and Goku followed him. After flying up the house to the second floor, Goku saw a huge Namekian sitting in a huge chair made from dragon bones and a huge one-star dragon ball above his head on the chair. Welcome, child. I saw that you are going to be a savior of our Namekian race in the future. So what can I help you with? Guru asked. Elder Guru, my teacher was a Namekian who is now guardian of Earth. I came here in hopes of getting stronger to face my enemies in the future. And I also had a premonition of destruction of this planet. I said to him. Guru hummed, come here, child, let me see. Goku went and stood near him. Guru placed his hands on Goku's head and started reading his memories. Ah, child of katas. It's good he survived. Frieza, such an evil person. Let me try again, Then Guru removed his hands from Goku's head and sighed. Elder Guru, what's the matter? Is something wrong? asked Goku hearing Guru sigh. Guru then spoke, nothing child. It's just that my powers don't work on you properly. Goku frowned hearing this. Is it that Elder cannot awaken my potential? He asked. Guru shook his head slowly. That's not the matter. It's just that I am only able to read about your memories from when you were 3 years old and later, and also your thoughts about this Frieza destroying Namek in the future. And nothing before you were younger than that. It's like you were directly born 3 years old. And the world is blocking me going further. Goku frowned. Now he definitely has to know how he got here. And what about the world blocking Guru? He wanted to see if Guru can see his previous life and have some answers, so he came clean. Elder, it's like this. I have memories of my previous life and I died here and woke up when I was 3 years old in this world. I also saw the future of this whole world in my previous life. So I planned on getting stronger to change that future. Guru spoke. I had sensed a very great power, even greater than the gods years back, which disappeared as soon as it appeared, but the power was pure evil. I sense remnants of that power touched your soul at some time. And the time when you were 3 years old is the time I felt it disperse. Goku was truly shocked, hearing this. Now he knew he must get stronger than never before. The word evil that Guru said rung in Goku's mind again and again. Goku came out of his thoughts when Guru spoke again. Child, you must be brought here on a mission. I don't feel any evil thoughts in you. And your potential is as big as an ocean with no ends to it. Come, let me try to stimulate it. Goku hearing this hurriedly said, Elder, I wish to train with this warrior, Namekian, first, before you unlock my potential. I think that if I train and try to stimulate my own potential first, it will be easy to unlock more of it. I want to try out this concept. The elder accepted and turned to Nail. My son, go with this young scion and help him train. He might be the savior of our race. Nail nodded. As you wish, elder. He said. Then the both of us left towards the spaceship. I showed Nail around the spaceship and explained to him about the gravity training. I also demonstrated the gravity chamber and he was shocked. Such things that change the environment so much exists. I also told Nail that he also needs to get stronger to protect his people. Nail accepted this and then we both started our intense training. Time passed like that. I also met all the 100 Namekians. They were very friendly and a peaceful race. Goku planted 2 more Cybermen on Namek and trained them as well. They also stopped improving after reaching the power level of 30,000. Goku seeing this, handed over the seeds that he had in his capsule that Bulma had given him long back in which he stored all of his belongings and commissioned the Cybermen to plant fruits and vegetables in the planet just to practice farming and also improve the planet's vegetation. The Cybermen went to different places of the planet to do their farming. Goku and Nail trained most of the time. Unlike the Cybermen couldn't improve further than 30,000, training with Nail, who could improve along with him, made for a great training partner. The sudden temperature changes and the training bots also played a major role in improving reflexes and conditioning the body. While Goku did intense exercises, all Nail did was to float in the gravity chamber and meditate. Goku also learnt many techniques from Nail. He knew very advanced ki sensing and ki control. He was able to limit his ki to as low as 100. If you want to support me, check out my Patreon at https://www.patreon.com/Kaioshin. I tend to polls that decide important plot stuff in my P at Trian. Many thanks to my awesome patrons. Wilnet Duverne. Ben Phillips. If you liked the content, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. I'll stay here until next time.